But it's Jane's job as a royal correspondent when, well, it just all sort of changed again for you, didn't it?
Yeah, a lot of travel again.
A crazy, crazy part of your life.
But it was a really, it was like the golden ticket to get the royal correspondent's job because because you just went to so many fascinating countries. So obviously when they go on official tours, you go with them officially, as we always used to call ourselves Her Majesty's Press. and obviously they would accommodate us. We would be given passes.
Well, you'd travel with them as well?
Yeah, because no.
Oh.
Well, sometimes you did. It depended. Sometimes you did. You might be on the same plane. Yes, I think I did once. Oh. But other times they might be coming from somewhere else or whatever. But they would invite the press because they, as the taxpayers, they want the taxpayers to know what they're doing on these official tours because it kind of justifies, you know, the expense of the royal persons. So, what was the first one I did? I think I went to Nigeria and Cameroon. And as we all know, the thing that Diana was brilliant at was just connecting with people. Yeah. And like she did with the AIDS patients back, you know, hugging everybody, etc. And this hospital didn't have any windows because obviously it's very airy. And there's a great photograph which I took actually. So Diana, you can see the back of her head on the far left there, but you can see all the photographers in through the windows. That is kind of what it was like on a royal tour every time. So they were all there following. But then, of course, they would also sometimes be there on their holidays, which they were less pleased about. And I remember we went to Necker Island, which Richard Branson owns. And I had been told I was going skiing with Charles and Diana. And so I turned up at the airport with a suitcase full of salopettes and big sweaters. And then the news editor rang and went, no, change of plan. No, Charles is going skiing. And they weren't ever that interested in Charles. Diana's going to Necker. So you've got to get on a flight in an hour to the Caribbean. So I turned up in the Caribbean with a suitcase full of ski wear, which is completely ridiculous. But again, in those days, we knew her royal detectives very well indeed. So we were on an adjoining island in British Virgin Islands. It was hell on earth. And they would come over in the boat and they would say, right, on Wednesday, so this is on, like, Saturday, Diana will pose for you on the beach on the understanding that you don't come anywhere near her until then. And we're in this boat and the waves are like this, so the photographers have got their lenses and they're kind of going like this in the boat. So our boat starts chugging back to where we're staying and we suddenly look over our shoulder and she's gone out through that hedge into the changing area behind, and she came back onto the beach in the most microscopic red bikini you've ever seen and bounced into the waves.
But you were too far away.
They were too far away and they were all facing the wrong way. And she knew that, and that was her sense of humour. So they were all, the boat nearly capsized because all the photographers ran to the side. They were all trying to get their cameras up and she was crying with laughter. She absolutely loved it.
So did you like her? Yeah. Did you think she was...
I really liked her.
She a good person.
You would meet them before when you went on these royal tours. They would have drinks with you, sort of like the night before the tour would start. And if you'd written something about her she wasn't very pleased about, she'd let you know. But no, she was great and she was stunning. She was like a movie star. And I remember when we went to Indonesia, my luggage went missing. I had to buy the most frightful outfit ever. It was like pop socks, some really horrible pleated skirt, and one of those T-shirts that's almost like my mum and dad went to Indonesia and all they bought me was this lousy T-shirt.
Anyway,
so she was crying with laughter. She went, look at the state of you. Whatever. Anyway, we had to go to this school, and you always get there an hour before they do to get in position, whatever. And all these little kids were there with their flags and they'd been told they were waiting for Lady Di, but they had no idea what she looked like. So when I got out the minibus in this terrible outfit, they all started going, Lady Di! Lady Di! So I told her that later. I said, you know you were laughing at my outfit? She went, yeah. I said, well, they thought I was you.
That's a great story. Yeah.
Emily. That was fantastic.
An incredible insight, really, because again, we see all of those pictures, and I remember so much of that footage.
Yeah.
And you don't think about what goes on behind that lens at all, as the viewer.
You get amazing accent.
And
you go into
the relationship
royal
she had
palaces.
with you.
Yeah. You're still doing that job when she died?
Well, no, I wasn't, but weirdly... So the other thing I was going to say, when I joined the royal pack, as they were known, I was the only girl. So they were all very well-established male journalists. I was very nervous about it. They were absolutely brilliant with me. They really looked after me. They were brilliant. And we all became firm friends. And one of them was getting married down in Kent. So I was at the wedding. Harry Arnold, who was the royal correspondent of The Sun, he was getting married. So all of the royal correspondents were at this wedding. And at some point during the evening, we had pagers. Nobody had mobile phones then. Somebody's pager went off, and we'd all had a lot to drink, and they went, oh, Diana's been in a car crash in Paris, and she's broken her collarbone. Well, that was enough for us all to have to get back to London, because we knew that was going to be a big story. And there was, like, one cab driver in the whole of Kent. We had to get him out of bed because nobody could drive. We were all too drunk. On our way back to London, the pager went and we were told that she died. So we all had to just go into our office. I get goosebumps now.
Yeah, I know. I do still.
It's really strange. I feel really emotional about it. And I was working at The Sun at the time, and we were all in there at 4 a.m. in the morning. And it was largely men, and they're all quite rough, tough. And we were all just sitting there like that, and a couple of them were crying because she'd been such a superstar. She was such a devoted mother, and it was just absolutely heartbreaking.
I think your career's been quite amazing, actually. A lot of things I didn't know. I didn't know.
Loads of things.
And hats off to you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Real role model.